trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting.
Okay. Things to do.
Yeah, I missed that beat. I think I'm gonna download it and make that my alarm song when I wake up in the morning.
So that you become sick of it?
Hardcore! Just
Down, down. Yeah. Okay, find all the armor pieces. Might take a while. Find the murder weapon. Right, still have not done that.
a working firearm. Shoots 4.4.
Classier bug. Or not, whatever.
By Classier.
Yep, find a way to jam out with the music even harder. Become a man of plenty.
Oh god, the monument.
Determine where the shot came from.
Oh, it's true. We didn't examine the boardwalk.
We tried to, but it wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, okay.
Ruby left the village, explore the Feld factory. Insulin Phasmid, restock the trap. Figurines for Dolores. Help Suna. And Everart. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do is we're going to do everything, and we're going to save the Feld factory for last, because that feels like where the story goes, right?
Where are your priorities right now?
Right now, my priorities are with finishing off this side quest.
This beat?
And then once our beat is more complete, we can attempt to do this big dance check that has everyone so excited. We are also wearing clothes that is probably for the last conversation we were trying to have. Composure, I guess we were going for.
I forget.
Denarian Church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song.
A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane, tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side, you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place!
Bumps his fist in the air.
The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the grand hall.
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, or like.
What do you think is wrong with the music again?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest
For
of
1
51.
month straight.
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
I am the law and an expert in these matters. Let me be the judge of what it is. Hyper, super, or ultra hardcore.
I could settle it for you, but not right now. Tell me something else, Egghead. Well, we need to get it, so let's try to progress it.
The young man looks at you reverently, as if observing the judgment inside your head, growing, taking form. His friend drops his loitering act and turns toward you two. He, too, waits for your judgment with undivided attention. If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
Right, so we did this. we followed this path,
Wow! Culture cop!
and then we upgraded the song, but I guess we just didn't upgrade it enough.
For a moment, you almost think he's going to put his hand down. But that would be ludicrous.
I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
So we've been here before.
We've done this, yes.
Uh-huh. Oh. No! This is the answer! What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
Feel the movement of blood through your head?
The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm. The inspiration behind mathematics. The hardcore.
Think even harder?
Oh yeah! He's doing
Oh,
it!
are we getting it?
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason. The abstract shape of the hardcore.
Oh yeah!
But you're not. This
I know! So does mine!
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
Okay.
Do we have to use the other lines, like hypercore or ultra-core?
I'm honestly just not sure. Let's look at the task again. If we have to go out into the world and then, like... help him make the beat, this may take a while. Yeah. Okay.
And what's going on with
Yes.
Suna?
What is it?
How's the project going? I see your neighbors have moved in and all I hear is Anodic dance music.
What? What did you say?
She leans closer, eyes knitted together in a puzzled expression. You can barely hear her over the thumping bass of Anodic dance music.
I said, how the project going?
I can't hear you. The music is too loud.
She shouts, pointing at the enormous speaker that's churning out the sound.
The project. How is it going?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Her face lights up for a second before she gives you an exaggerated head shake.
Why?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Points at Egghead, who's raving behind his turntables on a brightly lit stage.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Egghead! A 3.5 cable!
She rises.
Into the auxiliary input!
Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me! He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata! A place to be, apparently!
Okay, I'll speak to him.
Thanks! Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes!
She does jazz hands to mock him.
Let me know how it goes!
Oh, task updated, let's go.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
He waves his hands in the air. The words echo magnificently through the nave.
Egg, can you please route Suna's signal through your speakers?
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
Oh, he's getting
It's
serious.
3.5, no doubt about it. It's on the ground.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Awkward.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
He searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking at the jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good people!
With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line in. You hear a satisfying click.
Whoa, thank God. And that does noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg? The music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the Arno for just a sec. For a special scheduled event.
The young man shouts as he clicks on switch on the mixer.
The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. All right, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Alright. Goodbye, Egghead. Yo.
Incremental progress.
Yes, what is it?
Talk to Egghead, plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in
She
case.
seems hesitant, her eyes still fixed on Egghead.
Maximum!
Shouts Egghead, a great smile adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star.
Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style?
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way.
The mixing
mixing
deck
deck
is
is
glued
glued
to
to
maximum.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
She turns to face you, ready to give up.
Why do you want to turn down the volume?
I think what Egghead is trying to say here is that the volume button is stuck on maximum.
Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
Physically cannot turn it down.
Of course it is.
She shrugs, consigned to her fate.
It's a bit scary to dial into the unknown with the volume
Right?
Ray of sound!
maxed out. Prepare to have your fucking head exploded.
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
She looks around the church.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready.
Says Andre.
Ready.
Yells Noid.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
Says Asili.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large. Somehow.
Hold on for a moment.
Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboard fills the air, joining the chorus.
It's getting louder.
Says Noid, his eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
You hear Egghead yell, then something else, but his voice is growing faint.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
Hey, what's that weird rattling sound?
It was in me at first.
I've never heard anything this hardcore in my life.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
Smart.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
She looks up. A screech fills the air, a scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above and around you.
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Come down to us! Love!
It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists.
Egghead doesn't seem worried.
He's not looking behind him.
A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
She reaches for the keyboard.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Okay, calm down, Whitney. Yeah, we should stop soon. Mute it.
Everybody don't panic. It's beautiful.
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
The woman is furiously pressing down on her keyboard, but the sound doesn't stop.
Yes, I've turned it off!
She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand.
The mic is nothing. This has nothing to do with Mike.
There she is.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here.
Andres frantically smashes buttons.
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Egghead, it's in the desk.
Whatever you do, don't stop it. Yeah.
And then it stops, totally and utterly, as if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at the Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand, a black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
Oh, he bitched out.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
Andrew breathes a sigh of relief and inspects the window.
Like, this shattering outwards in this direction with the smallest possible shards is a death chamber.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time. This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswov isn't gonna believe this.
Lip trembles.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now.
She composes herself, wipes the dust off her sweater, and rests her hands on the keyboard.
Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now.
Kim,
That's a start.
Did you hear that?
What was that? I've never heard anything like it.
You're going to write Sulislav?
What happens now?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again. It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically,
She shakes her head.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
What happens now? Are you going to...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measurements.
Wow, she cuts you off. Her deft finger is already on the keyboard.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you, you know. The person you were knows.
Logic, godly, 16. Form a theory on the 2mm hole in the world.
I mean, it probably can be done, right? If we buff ourselves?
+1, heard the Doom's commercial area. Investigated Doom's commercial area. Cop of the Apocalypse. Has visited the backyard.
Yeah. The information's been lost in the backyard.
Okay. Logic.
Yo, what was that?
So, let's get that up. By any means necessary.
-1. +1. +1. +1. Oh, we're gonna crush it.
What you probably need is like 3 looks that you can save
+2.
to just quick switch for like stats. Trauma. Okay, there we go.
-1.
Logic
Everything
+5.
you could have done.
We're losing 1 because of
Some kind of superstar. The topmost stats right there.
right. Okay. Well, that's more than enough. We're at 10 logic.
Oh my god.
Plus, we have 2 points to spend.
I think that's our first 10.
That's our first 10.
Yeah.
It's an artificial 10, but it's a 10 nonetheless.
Yes, what is it?
We're really smart and logical.
Incredibly logical.
We can definitely figure it out.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Wait, how?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere, in a long-forgotten discussion, behind a kitchen table, in the evening light. Drinking coffee and smoking, with a friend.
Suna, it is the origin point of the Pale.
This is how it starts.
What?
The swallow. That's how it starts. It's baby Pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
She looks up and there's fear in her eyes as she considers the possibility.
No. We're 20 meters from the very edge.
The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
She looks up into the darkness under the nave, then back at you. You have her full, undivided attention. The lieutenant's, too. He takes his glasses off.
The pale
is
is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No,
It's less than nothing. The final rest state for reality. Imagine if all of this never was.
Then the pale is...
Simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, and the pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes, like a cancer or a mold, erupting in points inside the world.
This is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
She's silent for a second, then she opens her mouth.
Until it starts swallowing, it's already started. Starting with sound.
And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
an intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM
knows how to think this.
Good question, Kim.
It didn't form in a church. The church formed around it.
All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area, all the failure in Martinez.
I think I've thought of this before. That's how I know.
One day, all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
An amateur anthropogenic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however. Well worded, I might add.
Yes, it is very interesting. But I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess. One that's going to have to be proved by anthropogenetic scientists. Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus, or a containment facility of some kind, built by the first settlers.
Yes, acting on an instinctual level, or religious practices we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is there were 7 pinewood churches built in the first decade of provincial settlement. Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
Some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even, say, software development?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
It wasn't their horribly poor planning. Yes, even the revolution was defeated here. I mean a kind of anthropogenetic history.
All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here.
No, we're reaching. People fail on their own. I like the sound of this.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
I should let people still working in there know about this. They might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the dice maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
No, just a dice maker. I don't think Plaisance would survive this knowledge.
No, just Plaisance. I don't think Neha's playing fair in this game.
Yeah, both of them deserve to know.
Sure.
Then go tell them.
It's 2 conversations instead of 1. One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole.
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. Maybe I'll sound mad, but...
Ma'am, you will certainly sound mad.
more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Really? Perhaps not.
Yeah, that's still insane, but then again, so am I.
The club is the only thing keeping this place and the rest of reality together.
Actually, now that I think of it, maybe it's dangerous. Like a hole of silence surrounded by the loudest music ever. Yeah, that's insane, but so am I.
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out.
Oh, Egghead.
Thank you, Egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
They do have one mystery that still needs solving. The radio ghost in the doomed commercial area's electronic doorbell. Yeah.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there, but I had completely forgotten about it.
Calling the past.
It must be anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pail right on the doorstep.
For sure.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
Anthroponetic crosstalk?
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets routed through Pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover, or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
That makes sense. Thanks for explaining that to me.
Anytime.
What a just horrifyingly awesome concept, you know? The river of ideas.
Yeah, and makes you
Memories.
reconsider every single thing that you might think, you know?
Super cool. What did we learn?
Cleaning out the rooms. 5 hours 35. Someone's been walking around in your dreams lately, looking for something, tidying up, rearranging, storing away all the unrealized dreams, putting old pains in boxes. The worst nightmares have settled down for a while. A spot of light on the bedroom door after the dark, the fluttering of eyelids in the spring sun. A thought that arises, only to disappear again, and yet there's a pattern emerging.
Ooh, that sounds important. Or at the very least, like, sane. That sounds incredibly sane. Let's see what we want to lose. Probably this one. Learning cap, -1 difficulty to physique passives. Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Now you're cleaning out the rooms.
And this was the hardcore, right? It's the harder core. Some thoughts just sound way more important than others, you know?
Or more appealing.
Yeah. Like wrapping up Harry's labyrinth.
That's a deal! Yeah! Medium car!
That was a crazy sound we heard before, Egghead.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
What happened?
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left. Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme!
What if this is the answer to Van Eyck's jam? We could use the sound for the bass.
But how?
His puzzled face turns into a wicked grin.
What about the compressor? The one with the spiky hair was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing.
Interfacing 4. Okay. Entree.
Damn, can we buff up interfacing enough to pass that?
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Composure.
Goodbye, officer.
This might be a set of tricky checks.
Let's see what we can wear.
Ooh, composure and interfacing.
Interfacing was the gloves, and I don't remember anything else affecting it.
Damn, might just be the
It was
gloves.
just the gloves.
That's crazy. These are the...
Yep, just some fucking rubber gloves. Go do the dishes.
Well, good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Interfacing at 3.
Could give it a bump for 4, if need be. Let's see what we get out of this. Wait, hold on a second. Are we losing any interfacing?
Hey, you went down actually. Are the other gloves +2? It was the armor gloves or
Yes.
+2? So you're screwed. That's
Interfacing needs to be pretty high.
that's all you're getting.
Oof.
Medium car.
Well, I mean, this is gonna be. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. There's only so many scubs.
That's a deal. Yeah.
Bzz, 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 goes the track in the background, never ending. You can't grasp what's missing, but you can try to make something up anyway.
Just make it up. No way the speed freak can tell the difference.
Whereof one cannot speak, one out to remain silent.
Yeah, it is a godly check.
Yeah.
You scrape the moldy recesses of your brain for some technological sounding jargon. It'll impress the large-headed speed freak. Isn't that what real artists do? Make it up as they go along.
You should crank up the oscillator matrix.
Dude, you gotta reroute the sound juice through the fluxifier.
I don't know the technical term, but it needs less bzz, 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 bzz.
Yeah! Pump up the bazoot bazoot!
It's hard to say for sure, but the digital throbbing seems ever so slightly louder than before.
Well, hold on a second, because that gave me enough XP.
To get 2 interfacing points. Well, you can get 1. And then,
To take another shot at it.
yeah, 17. Oh, look at you go.
Car.
Here's an idea. Say what you said before, the exact same thing. Or wait, say something that's
That's a
only
very
marginally
low
different.
percent chance,
It will
man.
yield a drastically different outcome.
The fluxifier? Where is that?
Oh, you don't have one? Maybe it's just top secret cop tech.
Oh, it's nowhere. I just made it up.
Here, let a pro show you how it's done.
As you fiddle with the knobs on the mixer, the young man stares with amazement.
Copman can ride the knobs! So cool!
Gives you a thumbs up.
Whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped slightly. Maybe now you'll be able to make sense of it.
You filled on some knobs, it helped you.
Fiddled on the knobs. Interfacing.
You don't even need to put it up. Let's
It can
go.
be tamed. Connect the dots. Oh, man.
Here's an idea. Say what you said before. The
Crank up
exact
the
same
oscillator
thing.
matrix.
Or
Oscillator matrix? Where is that?
You don't have one? Maybe it's cop tech.
Top secret cop tech! Mega cool!
Alright, calm down,
You
Solange.
gotta bring us some, big sheriff! The future of hard sign depends on it.
Don't listen to him. He's making shit up. There's no top secret cop
Oh
audio
no,
tech.
-1.
There's other top secret spying on people tech, most likely. But cops don't care about music.
Okay, alright. Yeah, gotta fail forward here.
Wow.
Gotta fail forward.
Don't lie to the man. You gotta own up to it.
A better deal! Yeah!
Bzz, 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 goes the you scrape the moldy Isn't that what real artists do? Make it up as they go along.
We didn't do this one though.
The Fluxifier? Where is that?
As you fiddle,
Copman can ride the...
whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped slightly.
Okay.
Maybe now you'll be able
1
to
out
make
of
sense
6.
of it.
You should run the check before leveling up, right?
Yes, true.
In case you get that luck.
Here's an idea. Say what you said before.
Your morale can handle
the
it.
exact same thing.
Oscillator
don't lie to him.
Matrix?
As you fiddle with
Copman can ride...
whatever it is you did, it seems to have helped.
It only helps
slightly.
once.
Maybe
Alright.
now you'll be able to make sense of it.
So now you could level it up. Get 2 more tries here.
A better deal! Yeah!
Not bad, not bad.
Medium car!
Here's an idea. Say what.
Yeah!
It's hard to say for sure, but the digital throbbing seems.
Okay,
ever so
I'm not
slightly
willing to
louder
spend
than
both points
Another
on
one.
it. No. I'm not willing to spend both points. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it to that 28%, and then we'll use that as our scum off point. Because spending both is stupid. 8 and 17 are way too low.
A better deal! Yeah!
Bzz, 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 goes the track in the background.
What does this do,
Never
though?
ending. The young man bobs his head.
It just
to the
does
music,
nothing. Okay.
Much as before.
Keep that philosopher shit to yourself.
Yeah. Content
Get
killed.
out of here, Wittgenstein. Alright. A few more tries.
A better deal! Yeah!
Bzz, bzz, bzz. You scrape the moldy. Isn't that what real art?
Oscillator Matrix?
As you fiddle with
Copman can ride the...
whatever
Yeah,
it
bzz,
is
bzz
you
in your
did,
brain
it
right
seems to
now.
have helped.
Okay, no. Then I take a stab here.
A better deal! Yeah!
Side chain.
Hey! Alright. We'll take that 17.
Let's go. Sidechain? What does it even mean?
Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing, either the auxiliary signal or the main input from the tape. Make it alternate between the signals.
Oh.
The compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux side chain input. It will allow maintaining a loud sound without peaks that fill up all the headspace.
Oh yeah, cross the signs. Let's go.
Okay, Egg. You need to start side chaining it. Explain the concept.
Sidechaining it, you said!
Turns down the music, his hands moving deftly across the mixer, setting up the necessary controls.
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide, wider than they've ever gone on drugs. He starts jumping up and down with bliss in total silence, still listening to his headphones.
Yo, Kanye style. Just bopping around on his own.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
She looks up from her microphone.
Just wait and see. Not a deckhead.
Are you ready, pussy?
Yeah!
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Give him a thumbs up.